Mazel morons, welcome back to the Good Guys podcast. I'm here with the head of the Jewish Space Laser program, Ben Soffer.
Thank you very much. And I'm here with my assistant, Miss Pat. Miss Pat, any comment on the Jewish space lasers?
I don't mess with Jews. You ain't about to get me canceled.
Excellent.
I don't know the hell your space program is, but go Jews.
Go Jews. Miss Pat, it is an absolute pleasure. We've been here talking for 15 minutes while we had some light technical difficulties, and all I have to say, it's been the best 15 minutes of my day.
Well, thank you. And I want to say the only Jew I ever knew of was Jesus. And I didn't know it was a whole bunch of y'all until I got older. And I was like, wow, this is a whole lot of Jewish people.
I heard that because your mother was very religious, and she said,
no, my mama was not religious. She was a drunk who played like she was religious.
Solid. Same, my mom too.
Yes.
Solid. So, but that was true, right? Did you not know there were Jews till you were in with Ari Shafir in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, and you saw the Hasidim walking around, or as we call them, the Jewish Amish?
Yep, that's the first time I ever saw that. And I was like, why do people got these curly fries hanging off their head? And Ari lost it. And I was like, I wasn't taught that I didn't know anything about the Jewish population other than Jesus was a Jew. That's all they ever told me. When I met Ari, he said he was Jewish, so I was like, I guess this God people. And then he took me to that park, and all these people, these little hats that look like they go on a little cake. You know, the little hats they be wearing? Yeah. And then they all had like curly fries hanging off their head. I'm like, what the hell are these people walking around these ugly ass haircuts for? So he said it was Hasidic Jews.
Yeah, Hasidic Jews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kept my mouth shut because I went back home and I was like, told my husband, I said, it's some Hasidic Jews. My husband said, shut your dumb ass down.
Acidic juice. It sounds like something that Welshers should make. Acidic juice.
That's when I learned that there was a whole population. Other than when I watched the movie, what's the one about damn it? Well, my brother stole it on a laser disc. I tell this story all the time about when they
laser disc.
What was it?
A Jewish one, Schindler's List.
Schindler's List.
Okay.
So my brother, I told this story 100 times. My brother used to be a professional cat burglar. So he stole these white people laser discs. And inside the laser disc was the Schindler's List. And we turned it on to see if it worked. And it was at that part where Hitler was just shooting these Jewish people down. And I did not know anything about Schindler's List. I dropped out in 8th grade. And I'm like, I'm a black girl from the hood. I'm like, run, stupid ass white people. Y'all just sitting there getting shot. And so when I met my husband, I said, let me show you this dumb ass movie about these white people getting shot. And I put in the Schindler's List and his mouth hit the floor. And I was like, what's wrong? He's like, this is true. I was like, what? And then he sat me down and he explained the whole history of the Schindler's List. And I was like, holy fuck, I'm glad I said that to you first.
That's called love and trust.
Because I had never heard of I had never heard of it before.
Yeah, Nazi Germany was pretty rough. It was rough.
Yes, it was.
But we have prevailed. We have prevailed.
And I say the same thing about slavery. It was rough, but I think we have prevailed.
We have prevailed. We have prevailed. So you're on tour right now, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Where are we touring and what are we doing? What are we seeing?
Let's give a proper intro, though, really quick, because for anyone who doesn't know, the great Miss Pat, brilliant comedian, actor, judge, multiple television shows, BET, BET Plus. You have a movie coming out, an author. What don't you do, Miss Pat?
I don't do stuff I don't get paid to do.
Love that. Same here. Great. People ask me if I have hobbies. I'm like, what, pottery?
Now, I do have a hobby. I love DIY. So I just built my first home without a contractor by myself, all from TikTok and YouTube. And that's why if Biden get rid of TikTok, I'm not voting for him, and I'm a diehard Democrat. Biden, stay in your lane, the old folks home. Keep talking to Trump and leave TikTok alone, because I love TikTok. And with TikTok, I was able to build a 15,000 square foot home.
Wow. 15,000 square feet.
Yes.
Let's hear some of give us the highlights of the house.
Oh yeah, and I want to know, what did TikTok teach you? TikTok taught you how to build a 15,000 square foot home?
It taught me how to be the contractor. It sure did, because I didn't hire a contractor because I wanted to see if I can do it on my own. Now, I made some mistakes, but it helped me with the design. It taught me how to pick an architect. It taught me how to, a lot about foundation work that had to go down. I use it a lot, mostly for stealing other people. I ain't gonna say stealing, from watching other people's video on how to decorate, the things that I wanted in my house. So for instance, with my kitchen, I told the guy, I had custom cabinets. I said, I want this, I want that, I want this, but take this out. I don't like that what they have. So, and I designed the whole house from TikTok pretty much.
Wow. That's huge. Cause you know what you never hear about someone's contractor? They finish 2 months early and 10,000 under budget. Never.
No, I didn't have a budget because my budget, I figured the money that I was going to pay a contract, I said, okay, I'm going to take that 20, 30% and then I'm going to splurge inside of my house. Did I probably go over budget? Yes, but it was my money. I controlled everything, every receipt. I bought every part. I only paid for labor. I wouldn't let them buy nothing because I don't know if a lot of people know this, but when you go out and let your contractor buy stuff, they get a deal. For one, they're a contractor. For two, when you buy in bulks, you're going to get a deal anyway. So they don't tell you that. So I said, well, I already know that. So I just went out and got me some Pro accounts, some Home Depot cards, and I used the other money and I did what I had to do.
And we're in Atlanta. This 15,000 square foot house is in Atlanta?
Yeah, but I ain't gonna tell people where I live at. So you got a pretty big podcast. You want butt naked white men showing up on my damn door?
No.
You gonna ask me my address?
That said 15,000 square feet. When are me and Josh coming over? That is a lot. That is a lot of bedrooms.
I think it's 11 bedrooms and 13 baths.
Wow. But isn't that the issue with a beautiful big home, is that people want to stay over?
My house is already full. I have custody of my niece who's a crackhead. I have custody of her 4 kids. Then I got 2 kids that won't leave. And then I built the podcast house because I do a podcast too, right, called The Pat Down. So I don't have no room. Plus, my family smoke dope, so they not coming to my house anyway because they gonna steal my TV, my pocketbook. I love them, but we got to do a barbecue in the park.
You got to meet neutral ground.
Ain't no neutral ground. You ain't bring your ass to my house. Right. My family don't even have my cell phone number. They contact me through Facebook Messenger.
I mean, I'm sober 16 years because I'm a classic cliche child actor. Burned out at 21.
So you were what, drinking?
I was on everything but skates.
Damn. You done broke my heart. You mean tell me all the time my kids was watching your little chunky ass, you were high? We loved you. I got my kid watching the white crackhead. I didn't
know. Not the whole time, just seasons 3 and 4. I digress. But that's hard. Is it hard when you see loved ones kind of wrapped up in addiction and whatnot?
Not when they ain't got your money. I don't give a fuck. If you were my son and you were high, hell yeah, boy, you fucking up our money. I'm gonna need you to get clean. But no, my sister been on crack since they dropped crack in the black community. So, we both grew up in the same household. We both had our own problems and our own demons. We dropped out of school early, had kids early. We both went through some. We just went different lanes, where I had 2 kids by a married man young. She had a couple of kids and she got on drugs. I think I became a drug dealer and I had something to live for, which was my 2 kids. So I threw all of my energy into raising these kids to make sure they didn't grow up the way I grew up. While my sister she dealt with her childhood problem by trying to get rid of them through drugs. Mine didn't come back to haunt me until I became a comedian. That's when I started dealing with the demons in my life, the people that mistreated me, the heartbreaks and all of that. When I got on stage and then I realized there's so many people out there like me who've been through things, but they're scared to talk about it in public. Like one of the first things I talk about was being molested by my mama boyfriend. And then when I come off stage, so many women's like, oh my God, you telling my story. I'm like, bitch, I don't know you. But then I had to realize, you wasn't there doing my rape, mind your business. But I had to realize by me saying it out loud gave so many other people the courage to say it out loud. So not only was I healing, but the audience that come see me heal every time because I go deep. I don't give a fuck what I talk about.
Yeah. And did you ever do therapy or any of that stuff?
No, ain't nobody got no money, no hood for no therapy. You know, black folks just started going to therapy with this whole mental health thing. Because back in the day, wasn't no therapy. Nobody wanted to prove that something was wrong with her because our mama got Social Security checks. So you're not about to fuck up your mama extra income. He whatever you tell him he is, white folks, just as long as you give me that $900 for him. It just recently, the last 10 years, they don't start giving a fuck about mental health in the black community.
Right, because I grew up with an over-therapized Jewish mother who was like, you need therapy? You're fat? You don't know your father? And I remember,
you didn't know your father?
No, I never met my dad. And he died before I met him, so he had a perfect record. He was like, I'll never meet you.
Oh, damn. You might make me cry.
He won. See, Miss Pat, we have some things in common.
I see.
Some struggle. And I remember at 11.
She didn't like you being fat? You was cute fat. You cute now, but you was cute
Thank
fat.
you.
Was she fat?
Yeah.
You should say, bitch, I'm fat because you fat. We both need counseling, you fat bitch. I'm not saying that to your mom, but I'm saying that's what I would have been thinking to myself.
We prefer the word large. We use large. But,
we're large. The pecs are large, people. But I remember at 11 years old, my mom made me go see like a typical, like from a Woody Allen movie, therapist on the Upper East Side of Manhattan named Dr. Berger. And he's like, Josh, what's upsetting you? And I said, well, you know, I get teased a lot at school. He goes, you know, growing up, kids would make fun of me. They'd call me hamburger, cheeseburger. I said, Doc, I'm morbidly obese. I have cholesterol that's 275. I'm 11. Like,
damn.
That's
y'all Jews got to cut back on that rice and sauces.
We do love sauce. Oh, we love.
I know you do.
Oh, we love sauce.
I have a friend named John Rattler. He the one found me on a Joe Rogan podcast, and he's Jewish, and I hate going to his fucking house because all you want to feed a nigga is some cheese. And I told him, I said, let me tell you something. You're going to have a black friend, you're going to realize we don't eat this goddamn cheese. This shit is constipation, you know, and it's going to kill us all. All he have is cheese on cracker, cheese on bread. I don't want no more goddamn cheese, John. Barbecue.
What is the perfect, we love talking about food on the pod. So for you, you have people over, what's a perfect appetizer, pass around, crudité?
Crudité. Black man on the camera, can you help me out? I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
Perfect meal. We're coming to your house. What are we making?
You gonna eat what black people eat? Shit, I ain't got no Jewish ideals. What you talking about? You gonna eat some collard green? You gonna eat some oxtails? You gonna eat some chicken, some fried fish? Whatever my fat kids done whipped up in the kitchen. But I can't go out here and get you no Gouda Day cheese. Cause I'm not wasting my money on that shit. Cause we don't eat no Gouda Day cheese. You gonna eat some macaroni and cheese. And yeah, we don't do appetizer. We go straight for the meal. Appetizer, potato chips. After that, you go straight to the meal.
Nice.
And your kids are cooking in your house.
Oh yeah, they can cook. I'm not allowed to cook because they say I'm garbage. I can cook some crack, but I can't cook no food.
That's the appetizer, crack.
No. Did you just hear him say he got clean?
You're not going to be
put that
hungry
shit on me.
What's your ratio? I like to go 2 parts baking soda. You? No. Okay. What's your recipe?
I don't remember, Josh.
What a role reversal. I love it. I feel like I'm a bad influence on Miss Pat.
No, I feel like I'm a bad influence on you. You my kid. My kids love you. They can be like, why you talk to him like that? I'm just kiss my ass.
This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by Nutrafol. Summer's finally here. That means more days spent outside at the park or on the beach or in the pool. Make sure you're taking extra care of your hair this summer, since sun, salt, and SPF can all affect your hair health. Now is the perfect time to start taking Nutrafol. I'm not going to lie, folks. My hair, it was thinning a little bit. It wasn't noticeable to everybody. It was noticeable to me. It was on the top of my head. I decided to start taking Nutrafol because Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement, with over 1 million people seeing thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding. Everyone's root cause of their hair thinning are different, so a one-size-fits-all approach to hair growth doesn't cut it. Nutrafol has multiple formulas that are all tailored to give your hair what it needs to grow throughout different stages, such as postpartum and menopause, as well as for different lifestyles, such as plant-based diets. Get results you can run your fingers through. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code GoodGuys10. Physician formulated with drug-free ingredients. Nutrafol supplements support healthy hair growth from within by targeting root causes of thinning, including stress, hormones, environment, nutrition, lifestyle, and metabolism as they evolve throughout a woman's life. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code GoodGuys10. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code GoodGuys10.
And you talk about your husband who was in the military, right?
Mm-hmm.
What branch of the military?
The Army.
Army man.
I didn't know him I met him exactly when he got out.
And was that an attraction? This serviceman?
No, he was still chunky. He had came home and ate some collard green dinner, so he was a little chunky when I met him. No, he was just different from what I already had. I had spent 10 years with my kid's father, who was very, very abusive, a piece of shit, wouldn't work, couldn't read, just dumbass. And so I finally met a man who knew how to talk to you, open the door for you, who would take the trash out for you, who didn't call you bitches and hoes. And I was like, where they make these men at?
Yeah.
And so he wasn't even really my type, but I was like, I'm going to hold on to this fat boy because I might not get another chance. You know, the hood is short on black men, so I had to grab that one.
What did he do in the Army?
I don't know. I ain't really never asked him. He used to tell me them Army story. I get tired of hearing that bullshit. I think he fixed the trucks. I don't know.
I was just thinking because you said that he was chunky, so he probably wasn't. Oh,
he didn't cook. He didn't cook. No, he was in Battlefield. Yep. So he went to little Persian Gulf and shit.
Oh, wow.
And he said when he went over there, he said he knew he had to get out because the next time they were going to fuck us up. So he came home and got out.
So Josh knows this about me. I see every popular movie 25 years late. I watched the Titanic for the first time 3 days ago. Last night,
That's my favorite movie.
Last night I watched Pearl Harbor. Speaking of war, what a movie.
Why are you so late?
I don't know. It's a big flaw in me. I just see these movies so late. And by that time, everybody's like, you haven't seen that movie? I'm like, how amazing it is for me that I get to see it for the first time.
No, that's fucking laziness.
Well, Pearl Harbor is an amazing movie. Just saying.
And damn near everybody dead on Pearl Harbor now.
They are. Yeah. Very sad movie. Tragic movie. Thought about it because of the Army. But.
Did you say Titanic's your favorite movie?
It is.
Wow. Say more.
Huh?
Say more about that.
I think it was Celine Dion's voice that brought me in. Mm-hmm. But it was like all the poor people was at the bottom of the ship and one poor person made it to the top and say, fuck y'all, I'm going to take this rich white woman until we float out here on this little raft. And then the bitch so rich, I'm going to give her my raft and I'm going to die on off. It was the perfect love story.
Really is. I've never seen it.
I loved it too. It was unbelievable. Josh, you have to see it. So good.
You just cry. You ain't never seen Titanic?
I don't like popular things. I've realized.
Huh?
It's too popular.
It's an old ass movie, Josh.
It's too beloved.
Josh, it's so good. It's so good.
I'm like protesting it maybe.
So since y'all don't watch shit current, why y'all got me here? I got 2 TV shows. So I know y'all ain't seen shit I done did.
I've seen your show. I'm a big fan of your show. And I would love to know because the Miss Pat show, it's a sitcom, but it's not, right? Because it's not a traditional, like, it's an R-rated sitcom.
Yes.
Right?
It breaks all the rules.
Tell me more about that, because that's what I absolutely loved about it. Because I love the sitcom format, but I always feel like I don't always want a dopey punchline, you know?
Well, it's multicam, which, you know, Hollywood has gotten away from multicam. When I met my co-creator, Jordan E. Cooper, and the show was set up at Fox, and we went through 2 writers, and it was literally I couldn't do it. I was like, yeah, I really don't want to make a show that doesn't really show who I am. You know, I'm a comedian. And I know I couldn't curse, but I did expect for it to be a lot funnier than it was. And I just told him, you know, we went through 2 writers, and I finally met a writer when Lee Daniels said, I'm going to go to the streets. I think I got somebody. Found these kids, and the first thing he said was, y'all should let her curse. And I was like, boy, you have lost your damn mind. They ain't let no big black woman cuss on TV. He said, no, the same way she talk at home, the same way she should talk on TV, which had never been done before. And so we Fox went for it and sold it to Hulu. Hulu shot the pilot, and somebody over there said, hell no, she calling these damn black kids nigga. And I was like, it ain't no different than you calling your child a school shooter. And so they it's the same fucking thing to me. So they dropped it, and BET Plus picked it up. And BET Plus was pretty new at the time. And I just told my co-creator, I said, in this business I learned, and I only been in this business for 4 seasons, but I've been a comedian for over 20-some years. I said, you got to learn the fuck with people who fuck with you. Stop chasing people. Get people who understand you and want to support what you want to do. Then that way you can always be original to who you are.
Right.
Because, I mean, you know, I told them when they were first time, I said, give me a show. I said, I'm fat, but you're not about to hit me in my face with no pies. I'm not doing no fat girl jokes. I'm fat because of Chick-fil-A. I'm not doing none of that shit to say, huh, I'm the cute, big, fat girl. Don't fucking call me fat. Right. I don't want you. I'm too funny. I'm too good of a comic for you to be talking about what size I am. Mm-hmm. So I just put that out right up front, and we created the Miss Pat Show, which nobody understood it first season, but it took off. And people in the black community came after, oh my God, this is not a representation of the black community. I'm like, you bitches are lying. You call your kids the N-word all the fucking time when you get mad or they daddy don't come back. So get off I would literally go on there and type and argue with the people. And they was like, you cannot say, fuck you. You're not gonna be talking about my goddamn show. Bitch trying to get me canceled. Y'all get on my damn nerves. So I was arguing with the people.
Right.
Then it hit Black Twitter, and Black Twitter blow up or either destroy you. And it hit Black Twitter, and it blew the hell up. And I think along with Black Twitter and a lot of promotion that I did on my own helped save the first season. Now people act like it's gravy.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's so rare to have a formula hit for you. It was your first show, right?
It was my first show. I've never had a show.
And 4 seasons in this day and age, I mean, you might as well be in syndication. Like, that's huge.
Yeah, if I was on if I wasn't on streaming, I probably would be in syndication.
Right.
But I'm thankful for, like I tell people all the time, sometimes you gotta be still and let God guide you. Because I don't think we could have did this show nowhere else. We couldn't have. And I have a very diverse audience that come out and see me because of, you know, all the podcasts and stuff that I do. So my audience is very diverse. When you can get white people with Trump hats on to come over to BET Plus and still love you, I think I'm doing something. Now, they cancel right after they watch all the season, but...
well, they got to send money to Donnie.
You damn right they do. But they do give Miss Pat $9. So, I mean, it was a formula that I think even BET Plus was scared because it had never been done.
Right.
But we're not just a cussing show. We talk about stuff. We go deep. Stuff that network TV is just only going to scrape over to cross the top. No, we go all the way deep. And people love that.
This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by the Row Body Program. You guys know about my GLP-1 journey. I've been talking about it for an incredibly long time, how much it honestly changed my life, and how much I wish that it was more accessible for other people. People will reach out to me all the time and ask me about my experience, say that it's not covered by insurance, all this stuff. And I'm so happy that the Row Body Program is here to give the people what they need. Row provides access to the most popular weight loss shots on the market, folks, like across the board. The Row Body Program pairs a weekly shot with a healthy lifestyle change so you can lose 15 to 20% of your weight in a year on average and actually keep it off. It's so important that you're pairing your shot of these GLP-1s with working out. You guys know that I've been working out like crazy because it reduces it reduces muscle mass. It's just, you can Google it. It's something that happens. And so if we don't pair these two, it's not as effective. You're going to lose weight, but you're going to put it back on. And the Row Body Program knows that first and foremost. Over 200,000 people have already chosen Row to help them lose weight. And I think that it could be something potentially for you guys. The average weight loss is 15 to 20% in year one. That's staggering. Average weight loss is 15 to 20% in year one with healthy lifestyle changes. BMI and other eligibility criteria apply. So go to ro.com/good. Sign up today and you'll pay just $99 for your first month and $145 a month after that. Medication costs are separate. That's ro.co/good.
Do you find we're gonna have the great Phil Rosenthal on the podcast, who created Everybody Loves Raymond, and he talks about when he was doing the show, he would say to his writers on Friday night, he'd say, "Now go home, get in a fight with your wives, and come back Monday." Because he's like, we need stories.
Yes.
Like, bring me stories from your family, from your life. Do you find that you're constantly still pulling from your family life?
Yes, because something happened every day in my life. Right. I mean, like the finale of the Miss Pat show this season, it's about Mike's son, my oldest son, Brandon, the guy who plays Brandon, and Ashley. That's my kid's real name on the show. And so he wants to go help his father because his father is dying, but the father wasn't in their life. So the sister say, no, don't be stupid. Well, that really plays out in my life. My kid's father has some medical issues and about dead, and my son wants to feel sorry for him. And my daughter was like, fuck him.
Right.
And so I'm in the writer's room and I'm telling this story, how torn apart they is. My daughter was like, let him die. And my son was like, don't y'all want to at least be nice to him? And so they wrote that whole finale from it. So wow. I can literally go in the room and talk to my co-creator or talk to just telling them stories, and bam, I mean, episodes just pop out.
Wow. It's a great show,
Amazing.
Ben.
Yeah.
You should watch it. You shouldn't wait 20 years, Ben.
Ben's watching Reba right now, so you know how we're doing.
What? There's nothing wrong with Reba. And by the way, Reba is a rewatch.
Well, Reba is good, but I'm just telling you, Miss Pat is still on, so I need you.
I'm all over Miss Pat, I promise. I am on Miss Pat.
You need to go get BT Plus, and don't feel unwhite. That white people come over there too. Just pay your little $9 and go ahead on and watch all 4 seasons. It is hilarious.
I'm paying $9 this instant, and everybody listening should pay $9 because we're supporting Miss Pat and we're watching it. And then we're going to your shows. We're galvanizing all the white people to your shows. We're bringing all the Jews. We're bringing the curly fries. We're bringing everyone. We're
As Bobby Lee called us, we're the good whites.
I like the good one. I got to tell y'all an incident that happened to me yesterday.
Yeah.
So I'm getting on a plane coming from Columbus, Ohio. I don't need nobody escort me. I'm just going to go. It's been a while since I've been upstairs in the airport because I usually go out the side door. So I'm walking through the airport and I'm getting on the plane, and this rude ass white man with a big ass book bag, just stuff. They said military and 360 and first class, you can now board. He bumps the shit out of me with this big ass bag. And I said, excuse you, sir. He said, I'm military. I said, I don't give a fuck. You hit me.
Yeah.
I'm a military man wife, okay? You bumped me and you're going to tell me you sorry. He said, I'm military. I said, I don't give a fuck. You better apologize to me right now. Well, fuck it. Not before you apologize to me. And he apologized. And everybody said, no, oh my God, he's military. I have no problem respecting the military. I respect what y'all do. My husband is a former person out of the Army, but it's about respect. You don't fucking bump me and walk off like you just got all this white pride. Because I'm black, so the first thing I think is you got white pride. Turn your ass around and apologize to me. I'm somebody's wife. I'm somebody's mama. I'm somebody's aunt. I'm a big black woman he hit me so hard that I did not have on a bra, and it made my titties go all the way across my stomach. So he hit me really fucking hard.
Wow.
And it wasn't even no sweat up under my titties. So for you to make my dry titties slide across my stomach that hard, you knocked the hell out of me, and I made him apologize.
Well, I'm happy he did. Do you board early because your husband's in the military?
No, sir. I do VIP, so I go down the side of the plane. Oof. So I haven't been in the airport in a while. So, but since I was connecting, I was up that day.
But you're also Delta 360, right?
Yes.
I know a lot about you, Miss Pat.
I see. I love Delta.
Tell us more about the secret elite Delta 360 program.
Ain't no damn secret.
It's secret. It's invite only. It's invite only.
You know what? I guess I spent enough money with Delta to get to be invited with the amount of, I fly every week, so somebody should invite me to something. But they just send you a nice little package, and with your little bag tags and stuff like that. Ain't nothing special.
Oh, I've heard it's a little bit more special. So
you're flying commercial, but you don't have to go in the airport.
No, I don't have to go in the airport.
That's pretty special to me.
No, you pay for VIP. Everybody pay for it. So, when you see people go out that side door, it's VIP. That's just when you escorted through the airport.
But then I heard, do they drive you in a Porsche?
They do drive you in a Porsche. Wow. They need a Cadillac because I'm fat. And the back of that Porsche is tight as hell. And you go to the 360 Lounge, which is really nice here in LA. It's way nicer than the one in Atlanta. And I never do VIP in New York because those people don't give a fuck about your VIP. They the meanest motherfuckers. Them New Yorkers, only time I ain't never seen them be nice. The rats in New York is way nicer than the people.
Yeah.
If you feed the rats, they'll say thank you. Right. If you feed the homeless in New York, they'll say fuck off.
They will. They will. And they'll tell you that they have dietary restrictions too, which I respect. But homeless people in New York are tough. Do you know that in New York, we have 8 times the rats of people?
Yes, sir. I've seen them. I don't know how y'all live there. I really don't. It's amazing that most of the rats have better ovaries than the women do in New York.
There's no rat IVF.
All they do is fucking be making baby. You look up, it's a mama with 8 kids behind them, and you like, what the hell? But the thing is, they never can get the rat population under control.
No, they can't. Did you see that huge rat? They called him the king rat?
No, sir.
Like a 4-foot rat. Huge rat. Yeah, and that's why they enlisted the rat czar, whose sole job was to eliminate the rats.
And what did he do with
them?
Nothing.
He's done nothing. What I've read is that every population that's had rat issues, they've then created a cat issue, which got rid of the rat issue, but then you're stuck with all these stray cats. So we could bring in a couple thousand cats to take care of the rat issue. I think I'd prefer a rat issue.
Not them damn rats. Not them rats. Them cats would get their ass beat.
Yeah,
I've seen them rats.
Yeah.
Them some big ass rats. I saw one at the airport. On the train one time. I was out there. I'm screaming. Everybody like, why the fuck are you hollering? I'm like, it's a rat right here. So I know. New York is filthy.
Filthy. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by Hero Bread. Oh, folks, you know how much we love Hero Bread at the Good Guys. Hero Bread is just the most fantastic bread. It's not even about how healthy they are, because they are, and we know that, and we'll get into that. But the bread itself just tastes so unbelievably good. Hero Bread is all of your favorites without any of the consequences or compromises. There's 0 to 1 grams of net carbs, 0 grams of sugar, high in fiber, but I can't even tell you they are so unbelievably delicious. You won't believe it until you try it. I've had their tortillas. They're unbelievable. So soft, so fluffy, this like soft shell. They're amazing for fajitas I just made them with. So good. You can also make them into a wrap. We love their buns. Claudia and I have been on a nice burger kick. I've been cooking burgers, and their burger buns are amazing. I put a little mayonnaise on the outside, put them down on the grill or on a pan, high heat, just for a second, get that bun nice and toasted. The top stays fluffy. It is absolutely amazing, folks. Hero Bread is it. It's it. It's the best bread I've ever had. I absolutely love it. Keep the carbs out of summer without compromising flavor with Hero Bread. Get 10% off your order at hero.co and use code GoodGuys24 at checkout. I can't even tell you, they are so unbelievably delicious. You won't believe it until you try it. That's GoodGuys24 at HERO.co.
You were talking about this guy who was not giving you the proper respect on your Delta flight. And I love the story you talk about where your son brought home a white girl that he was dating. And this is going to bring us to a fun game I've got planned. So will you tell that story real quick?
So I lived in Plainfield, Indiana, very small conservative town. That's how we got the Miss Pat show, just living in that town and telling these stories. So when we first got there, I was the only black family in my community for 15 years. So as my son went to middle school, and high school, he got into white girls, which I don't have a problem with that. And he would bring them home. They be blue-eyed, they pretty, they whatever. But the culture is different. Like, you know, we taught as black people, when the parent walk in the house, you got to automatically speak. Am I right, sir? Black guy? White people not taught that. Then y'all have a very bad habit of putting y'all funky ass feet on the furniture. We was poor as fuck and we could not you can't even put your feet on a milk crate. So I walk in the house one day, my son got this pretty white girl laying across my sofa with her feet in his hand, and in his lap, and he massaging her feet. I walk in, he said, "Hey, mama, this white bitch don't say nothing." Well, at the time, I'm working at Taco Bell. I go back there and take my Taco Bell uniform off, and I walk back in the room. I said, "Now go ahead and get your white bitch up out of here, because she ain't speak to me." I said, "Now, white bitch, when you come over niggas' house, learn how to speak to them. You don't just let me walk in my house and you land up here with your funky ass feet in my son's lap and not speak. Get your motherfucking white knight ass out of here." So I put him out.
We don't claim her. I don't know her. She's not ours. Disrespectful, disgusting. She was clearly Goyish. She wasn't Jewish.
She could have been pure white. I don't know, but I'm just saying, with the black culture, the parent walk in the house, you automatically say, "Hey, Mr. or Mrs. whatever." That's how we're taught.
I just have to say that in the Jewish community, we are taught that as well. Respect to your parents is number one. It is. It is. Josh, do we not? If your mom walks in a room, are you ignoring her? Never.
No, but we can't speak for all. I've met a couple kids in Hebrew school who I do not claim. They do not represent us.
I mean, think about Josh when you was on Josh and when you was on your show.
Yeah.
I mean, those kids had to be. They was making all the money, so they weren't respectable.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that was my mom and I came from New York, single mom, only child, broke. You know, I'm 13 years old here, and it was unlike anything I'd ever experienced, because I went to public school in New York City, where a lot of my friends who had a similar life to mine, who didn't have a dad, were like, you know, they just came from a similar socioeconomic class that I did. So it was a lot of that, like, we're broke, but we have class, we have rules, we're polite, we have respect, because it's like, what else do you have if not that? The integrity of your character.
See that?
You see that, Ben?
You see that?
Yeah, now, Ben, I agree. Integrity of my character.
What you do for a living, Ben? I'm not familiar with you.
One, I am the great host of this lovely podcast. I have an Instagram, a bit of a comedian myself, but I also own an alcohol company, which is a wonderful time to plug it, called Spritz Society. Wine-based sparkling cocktails. I will send you a pack. You will love them.
What is it?
They're wine-based sparkling cocktails.
Cocktails?
Yeah, so if you think of like a Bellini or a Mimosa or an Aperol Spritz, they're wine.
Oh.
And they're good. I wouldn't drink them warm. They're not great warm, but...
Is it good, black dude? Okay. I got black dude. No offense. Black people gonna take you to.
But
okay.
But Miss Pat, I will not share your address, but you'll give it to me later, and I'll send you some.
Oh yeah, please. I mean, I drink every now and then. I don't drink a lot. Every now and then.
Right,
Miss Pat. Beautiful. What do you think now? I wanted to ask you, now that we know about your level of respect needed and deserved. The great Ben will sometimes co-host our podcast, shoeless, with his dogs in the camera, the feet, the toes.
Is that disrespectful?
How do we feel?
It is?
Very, very. So let me tell you, my good friend John Rattler, right? When I first met him, he's the one that heard me on the podcast. He worked for Imagine at the time, and he asked me to come up there and meet with him about a TV show. So I get there. He kind of looked like you a little bit. He's Jewish. Yeah. And, I can't really tell. Everybody just white to me. So I go in now, and I started talking to him. He looked young. I'm thinking he's about 19, but actually he's a lot older. And he put his foot on the table. It pissed me the fuck off. But I'm in a meeting trying to get a TV show. In my mind, I kept saying, get your motherfucking foot off that damn table.
Right.
And I told him later on, now we're like family. I said, when you had your foot on that table, I want to slap the shit out of you. It's disrespectful. A feet is nasty.
Yes.
You walk on the ground, you put your feet in your shoes. You don't put your foot on no table. You don't put your stinking ass foot up in this camera where your friend can see your feet.
It is disgusting to put a foot on a table. Now, let me just defend myself with these at-home studios, right? And perhaps you're recording in the middle of the day. You were doing something before. You just go to the studio and perhaps you forgot to put on your shoes. There is no intention in the disrespect of the showing my dogs on camera. Occasionally, they're very clean, post-shower, in the room, carpeted floors, home studio. I'm not showing up to Dear Media Studios shoeless. I'm not homeless, right? This is, it's an at-home studio. An at-home studio. So perhaps we just need to put the camera just on my upper body, just to make sure that never happens. Nobody needs to see my feet on camera anyways, whether or not I'm wearing shoes.
But you say they was dogs, so I can imagine what they look like.
They're honestly beautiful, and if you'd like, I will remove my shoe and show you.
Nah.
Now, I would love to hear this debate. Ben is a little bit more liberal with the tooting in front of his spouse.
Tuning?
The tooting.
What's
gas,
that?
letting gas go.
Oh, my God.
I do not, in front of my wife, after 13 years, I run out of the room and I have my moment of flatulence, and then I reappear as though it never happened, and I don't make eye contact with her. How do we feel? How do we feel about that?
I've been married for 31 years. And my husband is on Ozempic, and the only thing he losing is air. And that shit stank. Oh, but I mean, after a while, you can't be holding your bowels.
Thank you.
Thank
you, Miss Pat.
I'm 52, and I let it rip. Sometimes my husband like, you fart like a real truck driver. I like, I don't give a damn.
Thank you, Miss Pat.
You don't know what I ate today. And you know, I'm thick. So sometimes I have to spread my cheeks to make sure all the air evaporate out. So I would have to agree with him. I don't know why you running out the room. Do your wife fart in front of you?
No.
See,
y'all too bougie.
It's too bougie. I'm with you. We let it rip. And if one smells bad, we just say the other's sick.
So you've never been having sex with your wife and air slipped out of her?
But not from her butt. I mean,
whoa.
Welcome, Ben. Whoa. It happens to the best of us.
Hold on, you too bougie for me. Ben, your wife ever farted on your penis?
Sure, why not?
No, she hasn't.
Not? That's my favorite. That's our favorite game.
but it's the one time that my wife let it rip was she was pregnant and she was asleep. And she let one out, and I was like, my little pregnant queen, my little vessel. It's so cute. The toot. I let it out once after surgery because I was on vitamins. and I looked at her, I was like, did I fart? And she goes, yeah. I'm all doped up, scratching myself and shit.
I'm so happy you brought this up. I've always thought it was insane. Go to the bathroom. You're going to make yourself sick.
Yeah, just fart right there.
Just fart now. Fart right now.
Not now the door closed. Hell no, not now. You lost your fucking mind. Won't you fart over there so you can smell it?
I have been the whole episode.
Should we get to I think we have one good speak pipe. So we have this thing where people will leave us messages asking for advice on the podcast. And this lovely woman from down under, from Australia, had a question that I think Miss Pat would be an expert at giving advice about. This is from Yenta Moron. And I'll just re-cue that up because Miss Pat, I'm terrible at this.
Oh, it's okay. Me too.
Okay, here we go.
Hey boys, Yenta Moron here. I've got to be one of your oldest listeners. Calling you from Australia. I've got 3 kids, and the one I'm ringing about is my oldest daughter, who is now 32 years old. She's a beautiful girl, but all she wants to do is traipse around the world, saving one place after the other. She likes adventure. She wants to go to Patagonia. She wants to go to India. She wants to go to Vietnam, always schlepping around the world. I am worried that it's time she should settle down. So my question is, do you think I should try and persuade her to settle down, maybe think about starting a family? Or do I keep my mouth closed and just let her do whatever she wants? I'm wondering if you think that women today have a timeline? And is it important? Or do I just let her keep on doing her thing? Anyway, interested to hear your feedback. I never miss an episode. I think you're fantastic, and I can't wait for you to come down under. And you're both welcome for a Shabbos dinner. Look forward to hearing from you.
The way I love this woman so much, she sounds like Mrs. Doubtfire.
She do. She really do.
Euphigenia Doubtfire, dear.
I personally think if she's not doing it on her dime, because she's saying she's traveling around the world, and she's not doing it on her dime, mama, mind your damn business. And yes, vagina do have a timeline where we can't reproduce, our eggs dry up, and one side of our vagina will eventually dry up. But hey, she know her timeline. And she's 32. She got about a good 8 years left. And the great part about kids these days, back in the day, you had to give birth to everything. It's so many places you can pick up kids at: grocery store, hotel, motel. They for sale everywhere. You don't have to worry about, I can't conceive, bitch. I know some crackheads that will give you a baby for 2 rocks and a ham sandwich. So I would say this to you, Miss Australia lady. What's her name? Miss who?
She didn't
Miss
mention.
Moron.
Yeah, because that's our fandom. We call them the morons.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, she called herself a moron.
All right, well, I would give you this advice. Mind your damn business. I think you want a grandbaby. That's the problem. But your daughter want that free dick. So that's why she want to go get laid in India, Vietnam, Checkatoo. I don't know where all around the world is. I just know Atlanta.
Beautiful Checkatoo.
Yes. So mind your business and leave her alone if she's not doing it with your money. Now, if she's doing it with your money, you tell her bring her ass home and get a job and get pregnant by somebody at the truck stop.
Right.
Yeah.
But a good truck stop, a Buc-ee's. What are some of the major trucks?
Just a Buc-ee. That's the only one nice.
Buc-ee's is the only nice one. Yeah,
they don't let trucks park there at Buc-ee's.
Oh, they don't?
Yeah, because they don't want, the truckers. Some can be slightly more
hookers.
Yeah, right.
So when I sent my daughter off to college, and she was the first one to go to college in 3 generations, and she went to college and turned out to be gay. So if you probably heard me tell this story. And when she was running from me because I had been to prison and I didn't really like gay women, and so she didn't want to tell me she was gay. So when I figured out she was gay, I said, "Look, come on back to Atlanta." And Atlanta is gay as hell. You can eat all the pussy you want to eat. Just don't do it at my house. But come home.
Right.
And don't be in college acting like you getting an education. I literally sent my daughter to college to come out. All she did was eat vagina. And that shit cost me 2 years of eating vagina. She was there practicing eating pussy when she's supposed to be becoming a teacher or some shit.
So she got a nice liberal arts degree and some vagina.
She didn't get no degree. She dropped out with vagina in her mouth.
She do her core curriculum?
No, she didn't do her core curriculum.
She got a degree in eating pussy. That's
right. Her core curriculum was panty liners.
And I heard she graduated magna cum laude. Magna cum laude.
Magna cum laude, more likely. But she's happy now. She didn't graduate from college, but according to her, she's the best vagina eating down south.
Now that's something to be
proud of. Great claim to fame.
Right?
Ooh. I've seen my vagina after 2 days. I don't want to eat no pussy. My draws stick to me sometime. What I put out ain't eatable.
And speaking of, as someone who's been wonderfully married for a couple decades now, how do you keep the romance, the spark going?
I would say I tell everybody this: communication is key to every relationship.
Yeah,
you got to be able to keep communicating. A lot of people think it's sex. There's gonna come a time when you don't want no more sex. I literally have been sexual active since elementary school. Get that dick away from me. I am all dicked out. But I talk to you about a good show on TV. Yeah. So I just think really it's a communication, understanding each other, giving each other the space that they need. And I think that's how I stay married. Because when I get on my husband's nerve, he be like, "Shut your stupid ass up." So I know he's serious. So right. I go somewhere and sit down. But I cuss him out sometime too. But that's all a part of a relationship. And I'm not a crybaby. You get with some women, "Oh my God, you told me to shut the hell up." I'm not that type of chick. You tell me to shut the hell up, I said, you tell your nappy head mammy to shut the hell up. Yeah. I talk back. So...
Well, because my wife and I, I'm Jewish, she's Irish Catholic. I always say her love language is silence, right? I'm the one who wants to talk about everything, and she's like, "Would you shut
Catholics,
up?"
Most of them are silent.
Yeah,
they got a lot of secrets.
Word up. They do, huh?
I don't understand how y'all ain't whoop them priests' ass up. You ain't gonna have that many black pastors doing that shit. You might get one, but
Well, should we get into What Are You Nuts, our final segment?
We should. Did you brief Miss Pat?
I will. So basically every episode we do something called What Are You Nuts at the end, and it's our gripes with people, places, and things. Mm-hmm. Anything that's annoying you right now, big or small, about the world, about life, take your time, think about it. We'll start, and it could be something small, something big, just something that grinds your gears, as they say.
I'll go first, and I'll give you an example. I know we do them all the time about airlines. Airlines in general, air travel is the biggest What Are You Nuts, always. But I am specifically going to call out Southwest Airlines. Now, I know you're thinking to yourself, Ben, what are you nuts for even flying Southwest Airlines? I needed to get to Midway, Chicago. And from New York's LaGuardia, the only airline that goes there is Southwest Airlines. So I'm on Southwest Airlines. Never flown Southwest before. And the entire experience is an enormous What Are You Nuts. First of all, there's no assigned seats. Did you guys know this? You get on, it's first come, first serve boarding. Mm-hmm. As you're boarding,
guy over here, Miss
as
Pat,
you're boarding,
right?
like you're being herded, right? Like cattle. As you're boarding, the pilot and the stewardess are all making fun of you. This is what they do. They sing, they crack jokes. They're like, they're the entire time. It's we want you to go if you're done drinking or if you're done looking for a drink, you can go and look at your safety information card. It has pictures. It's really easy for all of you idiots to understand. They're berating you. It's an insane airline. I think it's absolutely nuts. And so that's my What Are You Nuts. Southwest Airlines in general is nuts, and I don't understand it.
Well, let me say this before I find out what I'm going to talk about. You the one that nuts because everybody likes that shit. They sing to you. They tell you you're too fat for your seat. You don't know how to have a fucking good party.
I don't want to party on the airplane.
Well, take your ass to Delta.
I should have, and I normally do.
What's the airline that whoop white men ass? Ain't that United?
I used to like United, and then they said that it was okay to put... Do you remember their dog died in the overhead compartment on a United flight? Do you remember that?
You go to white people and the dog died.
I'm out. There's somebody's putting their Maltese in the overhead bin. No good.
What's a Maltese?
The little
small little white dog.
Oh.
Died.
Well, Miss Pat's a fan.
Couldn't breathe.
All right, my What Are You Nuts is, and it's quick and simple. I was walking by the Goodwill the other day, and I saw them have an advertisement, small sign, window, Goodwill. Now we have greeting cards. What are you nuts? You're a thrift store. You selling secondhand greeting cards? What are they filled out?
Oh my God. Pre-filled out. That's nuts.
Hey, Goodwill, find a new lane. This is not an incentive. What are you nuts, Goodwill? Shout out to Goodwill. Thanks for everything you do.
No Goodwill charge too fucking much. I don't know. What will mine be?
You already told one today. One was that asshole who pushed you in the airport.
That's what I would have used if you'd have told me this was a game at the end. So when you added it, put it there at the end, and that could be What Are You Nuts?
That's perfect. That one was
You want me to
perfect.
tell that again?
No,
put it
it's good. That was nuts. He's nuts. That was it. It was beautiful.
But I want to say Southwest Airlines is really a good airline. I've flown it for years until I got into the TV business, and they started booking me first class, and I was like, fuck this shit. I'm never going back to Southwest. So by the time they had made up their mind, I was diamond. So I just stayed on with but you don't know how to have a good time. You got when you go, see, let me tell you about life. And I don't really know you, but you got to learn how to be in every space. You can't just be in no little white boy space. You got to learn how to be a nigga space, Jewish space, white folk space, white trash space, all the spaces. If somebody invite you to an alligator party, you go. You don't have to eat the alligator, but you go and you pay attention. Southwest is for the people who don't want to pay for their bags. And those people are happy because they think they getting something free, which they really not, because that baggage fee is in that fucking flight fee. But you got to trick people to make them think they're having a good time. So they sing to you, they party. I don't like Southwest. I be like, shut the fuck up. I don't like Delta.
Yeah.
Delta play that white ass music. I don't want to hear this bitch this early in the morning. Turn that shit off. But you got to learn how to be in other spaces.
Agreed. That said, Southwest, it's still nuts. I'm sorry. I went in. I paid an extra $40, right, to be to board first. So I go. I sit in the first seat on the plane, the aisle. Somebody goes in the window. The last person on the plane, this 400-pound man, sits right in the middle, right in between us. My neck is still hurting. This is nuts.
But you don't know how to fly Southwest because everybody know that you get your own, you pay $40 to board, right?
Yes.
Early. So you get your own lane and you block it off and you tell them your family member's coming.
Right.
So that way you don't get next to a 400-pound motherfucker. As soon as you see a fat person, you just stand up and act like you looking for something. No, not today, big motherfucker, not today. And then when the last person get on the plane, that middle seat is still open. So if he fat, they own that end seat. The problem is you don't know how to fucking fly Southwest.
That's the problem. The problem is I don't know how to fly Southwest.
No, you always block out ugly people, fat people, people with kids.
Yes.
Especially white kids because they misbehave their ass off.
Yes.
You block the seat off. You don't want to sit by them some bitches.
Yes.
But you see a petite little yoga teacher walk in, you go, how would you like the middle seat in row 1?
They should honestly have a weight limit for middle seats. Do we agree? I think that you need to just be under 100, like a small person should be in the middle seat. Otherwise, it should remain unoccupied.
Oh, no. Now you're trying to get people sued because my whole family fat. So if
and they should be entitled to a beautiful aisle or window seat. They should get it first. Fat people should get priority. My whole family is incredibly fat as well. We should get the most perfect aisle and window seats.
Let me say this
Damn,
to you.
you're really throwing the soffers under the bus, man.
If everybody is fat, then get your ass on Delta like I do with my fat family. Just put everybody in first class.
We do.
Put them in first class.
This was one isolated incident on Southwest. I will never fly it again. We're done.
Well, you don't know how to fly because you don't got them kind of friends in them tax brackets. So you got to get a friend in that tax bracket, okay?
Yes.
Look, I grew up in my teen years never going to Six Flags because I was afraid that thing wouldn't fit over my body.
I saw you. It would. So I'm
Miss Pat,
I'm sorry.
I feel very seen.
Oh, you are seen. I love you.
I think you're right.
And on that note, Miss Pat, it has been an absolute pleasure.
I'm gonna tell you a fat story.
Oh,
Please,
tell me.
Okay.
We have plenty of time.
So me and my family, we love Disney. I'm a Disney freak. Oh my God, I love, because when I was little, I thought Disney wasn't real. So when I was able to afford it, I take everybody did the VIP, but my family is fat. So we try to lose a little weight so we could at least fit on a ride. So not this year, but last year, the year before last, I took my family to Universal, and my fat ass family, VIP, couldn't fit on shit. We got on that Harry Potter thing with that bike. They had that thing snapped between my son's leg like a Kodak. He got off, his fucking shoulder was hurt. He said, Mama, I feel like I've been raped. That thing been between my legs. They crushed his nuts up to make him fit because he was too fat to fit. Okay, you
said, no, wait. You said that you're a big fan of TikTok. Have you seen the TikTok fat-friendly, what is it, Josh? Fat-friendly theme parks?
Yeah.
What is it? Plus-size park hoppers. Have you seen their TikTok?
No.
There's no hopping going on with this crew.
They tell you where to go and what restaurants are plus-size approved and what rides are plus-size approved on TikTok.
Oh, wow, I'm about to check that out because my family big as hell. And boy, we walked them. I don't ride shit, but my kid, my fat ass kid, my son was so mad he only had one child that could fit. And his name is Junebug. He was like 400 pounds and he lost it naturally all the way down to like 200.
Wow.
He fitted on everything. My other fat son was madder than a motherfucker.
Junebug is 7 though.
Junebug is 20. He's 23.
Miss Pat, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. You're the greatest. And I like you now. I do.
I love you, Miss Pat. This has been the most fun I've had in weeks. As always, rate us 5 stars. If not 5 stars, what are you nuts? Listen to us on Spotify, Apple, Watch the Miss Pat Show. Miss Pat's on tour. We didn't talk about tour. Can you quickly plug the tour and where we can see you?
Yeah, it's Your Girl Done Made It. Go to MissPatComedy.com for all the tickets. Please watch season 4 of the Miss Pat Show on BET Plus. And on BET every Wednesday night at 10 p.m., I'm the judge of Miss Pat Settles It.
Excellent. We're all going to stream it, watch it, go. We're buying everything that is Miss Pat. Miss Pat, it's been a pleasure. As always, folks, Mondays and Thursdays, we'll see you next time.